Okay, so it's day 2 of week 4, and this is planning a program to meet your goals. So we're going to cover how you set effective fitness goals. We're going to look at the importance of time frames. We're going to look at weightlifting training splits, then other considerations, and then go into some actionable steps before we finish. Okay, so you probably have heard of SMART goals, but we're going to look at smarter goals. It's just going to add on 2 extra letters. So specific, measurable, achievable, relevant or realistic, time bound, and then evaluated and reviewed. I'm going to use this system because I like the extra bits at the end. The evaluation and the review of your goals is key, because especially with fitness goals, they are not immovable objects. You don't set a goal and then meet it and that's it, and then move on. The goals need to change as your fitness levels improve. As you get better, you're going to change your goals, and it's a constant thing. It doesn't always fit in a nice, neat time period. It will kind of evolve. You'll have fits and starts. You'll get plateaus. There'll be times where you have to completely go back to the drawing board in order to make more progress. So it is really key to evaluate and review your progress. Now, you can use other methods. So you can use just standard old SMART goals, clear goals, hard goals, and there's also something called the WHOOP method. But with smarter goals, the key to this is writing a good and clear goal. So instead of I want to get slimmer by summer, which most people will say, you would say, for instance, I want to lose 5 kilograms of body fat, specific, it's not weight, it's body fat, in 3 months, and I'm going to do this by exercising 3 times a week and eating a balanced diet, evaluating my progress fortnightly and adjusting my plan as needed. So there we go. Straight away, we have all of those elements. We can look at the plan, and after 2 weeks, we can say, yeah, it's making great progress. Well, no, we need to go back and review. So being realistic with your time frames is essential in making sure that the goals are realistic and also make you feel like you're actually able to achieve them. It's very easy to get disillusioned if you've got an unrealistic goal and you don't get anywhere close to achieving it. So some key things to understand. Fat loss. You can lose about 0.5 kilograms, so half a kilogram of fat per week if you cut your calories by about 500 calories per day. That is safe and it's a fairly sustainable way of doing it. But it doesn't work the other way for muscle growth. You can't up your calories by 500 grams and expect to gain 0.5 kilograms. It just doesn't work. Your body will probably only be able to put on 0.25 to 0.5 kilograms of muscle per month. So it's a different time frame altogether. And that is only if you're actually eating enough protein and carbs and you're actually putting your muscles under adequate stress. If you're not doing those things, you're not going to see anywhere near that growth. If you're looking at cardiovascular or respiratory adaptations, so you want to get better in one of those areas, you're going to see some initial quick gains, but long-term results will probably take you about 3 months before you see any sustainable impact on, say, your VO2 max or your resting heart rate. So you've got to be realistic, because if you don't set the right time frame, you will not be able to achieve the goal and you will be very demotivated. So weightlifting training splits. We have been doing most of these over this 4-week program. You started off with full body workouts. 2 weeks of full body workouts. They're great because they allow you to have plenty of rest whilst working out the whole body. So they're great for beginners and they allow you to make some really good gains with minimal time investment. Once you start getting a bit more confident with weightlifting, you're going to be able to move on and start adapting your splits. And the next stage would probably be the upper-lower split, which we did in week 3. Now, the upper-lower split allows you to have 2 workouts back to back, so one day, 2 days together, without using the same muscle groups. So it's great because it allows you to do 3 or 4 days of training a week while still getting adequate rest in between sessions. It also allows you to focus a bit more on target muscle groups within the upper or lower split. Now, when that becomes something that you're more comfortable with, you can move on. And especially if you have more specific goals where you want to target a specific muscle group to get a better physique, better shape, whatever it is. This is where we might move on to a push-pull legs split. Now, generally, you will need much more time spent in the gym. So usually you will find you'll get push-pull split legs, rest, push-pull legs. So that gives you 6 days of working out, 1 day's rest. But because the push and the pull are different, they generally use different muscle groups, you're finding that you can do those back to back. And then legs, obviously, you're working your lower body. So again, it allows you to do 3 days together without fatiguing the muscles too much. Now, bodybuilders, and you'll often find this if you look for advice online, will use specific body part splits. So you might see someone saying, I've got a chest day or a back day or a legs day or a shoulder day or an arms day or a core. Wonderful if you're really, really advanced, but absolutely pointless if you're just starting out. This will generally take you 5 to 6 days a week. It's a lot of investment and I wouldn't recommend it. Start with the full body, work your way to the upper lower split, then do push-pull legs if you're getting really, really advanced. Okay, so we've done the overarching goals, and then we've looked at the week. Now we look at just an individual workout. So the basic plan for a workout should follow what we've been doing in this program. You start with dynamic warm-ups, 5 minutes. Then you go into some cardiovascular warm-up, 5 to 10 minutes max. Straight into your main workout after that, 40 to 60 minutes. Now, roughly one exercise should take you 7 to 10 minutes. So you're looking at maybe 4 to 6, 7 exercises in that time. Don't program too many because otherwise it will just extend. You need to have rest periods. So just remember that. Start smaller and build up if it takes you too little time. And then you end with a static stretch. That's 5 minutes. That's all you need to be thinking about. So the other thing you need to be thinking about, what are your goals? So if you're looking for power, for strength, you need to follow the reps and sets that are in the chart, and also look at your 1 rep max percentages. If you're looking for power and strength, you're going to be way up there, 80, 90, 100% of 1 rep max, and you're increasing the rest. If you're going for muscle growth, hypertrophy, you want 3 to 4 sets, 8 to 12 reps roughly, and that's 70 to 80% of your 1 rep max, and about 1 to 2 minutes rest. And if you're building for endurance, you drop the weight much further down, 50 to 70% of your 1 rep max, but you increase the reps, so 12 to 20 plus, and you're only getting short rest periods. Okay, so the other thing to think about, what equipment do you need for the exercises that you're planning? What do you enjoy doing? Don't program in a whole workout full of things you hate. Make sure you're putting in things you really, really enjoy, but you are programming it so that you are pushing yourself. And think about, is the exercise going to help you meet your goal? If it's not, don't put it in. And do you need help? Can you speak to somebody at the gym? Have you got a friend who knows their stuff? Or maybe a personal trainer that you might know? Okay, other things to think about. Periodization. So you could have a plan where you vary the intensity over time. Now this could be linear, so it starts off lower and it gets harder and harder as you progress, or it could be non-linear. It could go up and down, it could vary. So you could have some weeks where you're working really, really hard and other weeks where you're just recovering a bit. Recovery is key though. You've got to build in those rest periods. As you get more advanced, you'll need less rest and recovery, and you'll be able to gauge it depending on how well your body's responding. But when you're starting out, you need to give your body time to recover. So plan rest days with no or very light activity. The other thing is nutrition. We've banged on about this, but if you're not fueling your body, you will not get the results that you want. So make sure that you're eating plenty of protein, double your body weight roughly. But you also need carbs, fats, micronutrients, and you need to keep your body hydrated. Keep those things in mind at all times. So these are the things you need to do. Set your goals, choose your split, plan your sessions, schedule your workouts, and then monitor and adjust. Make sure you're reviewing everything every couple of weeks to make sure that you're actually getting where you need to be. And if you're not, change up your routine. That might just be a simple thing like adding another set or some more reps, or increasing, decreasing your rest time. Just tinker, don't change everything all at once. Okay, so programming. It is a real skill, and the best way to learn is just to do it. You just do it, you make mistakes, you learn from it, and you will find out what works for you and what works for your body. But you learn so much by doing it. You'll see other people who do it in their own way. They've learned or they haven't learned, depending on what their results are like. But you will learn quickly by actually thinking about it, planning it and doing it and reviewing it. And if you need help, hello, I'm here. Just reach out. See you tomorrow.